Look, let me start out by saying this. If I offend anybody today, I don't give a shit. Don't care.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away,
this is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen. With the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force. Do not return to the temple. That time has passed. And our future is uncertain. We will each be challenged. Our trust, our faith, our friendships. But we must persevere. And in time, a new hope will emerge. May the Force be with you, always.
So, Matt Belloni here, who is the editor or one of the founding members of Puck.com. He used to be an editor at The Hollywood Reporter, posed a speculative rumor. Kevin Feige, the head of Marvel, wanting to move on to Lucasfilm. And we know for a fact that at least one YouTube channel, as well as Chris Gore, Cameron Pasha, have stated that Kathleen Kennedy, well, Cameron didn't, but Chris Gore and Sidetrack have stated that Kathleen Kennedy may be leaving or announcing her resignation or retirement about mid Disney financial second quarter, which would be mid-March. Okay. And Sidetrack has said the replacement for her has already been determined, and it's an insider at Lucasfilm. So you kind of wonder where Belloni is getting this speculative idea from. I can safely say that this is his podcast, The Town, and he was on it talking about Feige. Suffice it to say, they would not be talking about this if there wasn't actual solid talk of Kennedy leaving. Okay, so that, if Belloni is putting this out there, he doesn't know quite everything, so he's speculating about Marvel. And the question is to the fans, do we really want to see cotton candy filmmaker of the worthless film, empty film Calories at Lucasfilm? He makes things it's a very big spectacle. But as far as like actually making a great movie that you can walk away and talk about, no. This is for people who are hooked. He does things that are for people that are hooked on superheroes. Jedi, smugglers, Sith are not superheroes. They are basically inserts for actual human beings. Superheroes are not. I don't care what anybody says. So do we really want this guy who okayed She-Hulk, the Eternals, Captain Marvel, etc., running Lucasfilm? No. Do I think this is real? No. Why? Because for too long, Jon Favreau has been the name associated with fixing Star Wars. And to be honest, I don't think this guy is capable of doing it because he is way too much superfluous, shallow, Mr. Marvel, again, empty calorie filmmaking for a good fit for Star Wars. Now, sure, his movies have made billions. Supposedly, it's the most expensive franchise and the most financially sound franchise in Hollywood. I don't care. I'd rather have something that's up there that when people walk away, they can talk about things about courage, honor, self-sacrifice, faith, things that are important. Captain America: Brave New World, biggest hit right now at the box office, has not gotten very good reviews. People who've gone out and seen it, they watched it for the spectacle, but said it wasn't a good movie. I think Marvel has finally gotten caught up to. The audience has finally gotten caught up to it. The fact that Harrison Ford's in it, I go, yeah, of course he is. He wants to make money. And to be honest, the guy is a lovable goofball to begin with. If you've read anything about him, so him being in this movie is understandable. All right? Fact of the matter is, this is not good filmmaking. Martin Scorsese is right. This is not cinema. Okay. Star Wars, from its beginning, has always been cinematic. All right. Is Kevin Feige a good fit? No, he's not. But let's talk about what we do know. Because what we do know is a little more intriguing and makes far more sense than moving someone who has made very mediocre movies to a franchise that needs someone who's a great filmmaker. Let's talk.
What an odd combination of odors. Smells like a fish died and all the other fish sent flowers.
But one more crooked word. Your tongue could open a wine bottle.
I had an agent. It's not like she worships the devil.
Well, she doesn't have to. He worships her.
So, when The Mandalorian came out, the first season, people were really excited. With good reason. It was a different take on Star Wars. It was a part of the universe we hadn't explored. And we knew that George Lucas was being consulted, which is what Star Wars needs. It needs people who are beholden to the maker. The maker being George Lucas. And Jon Favreau understood that. So what he did is he just took it and ran with it. He's been friends with Dave Filoni for years. He did a voice for one of the Mandalorians in Clone Wars. And so you've got that. They've been friends for years, despite Kathleen Kennedy saying they'd never met, and she had to set up a play date for them, like they were fucking children, the old bitch. And there you go. So the nexus and the change was already set. And Dave Filoni, despite what the black pills say, is 100% a George Lucas Padawan, okay? With these guys talking to George, they don't need Kevin Feige, okay? These guys don't need him. And what we know from, I'll say, Sidetrack, Chris Gore, and, others, Sparrow, is this is the team to head Lucasfilm, okay? And the idea that, John wouldn't be able to do both Gollum Productions and Lucasfilm. Yeah, he could. If Kennedy can help run Kennedy Marshall while she's running Lucasfilm, then Jon Favreau can run Gollum the same way. So what's going on here? Well, the decisions were made last summer, okay, when, or 2 summers ago, when Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny came out, and Kennedy decided to attack the boss, Bob Iger, instead of taking her lumps, admitting to mistakes, and leaving quietly. They wanted her gone then, I believe. And because she's made a hash of everything. But the fact of the matter is, we've had to wait for a while because, she's a narcissist. But it looks like the door's finally closing on this era. The idea that this guy right here, Bob Iger, would move someone who, in my opinion, has not lived up to his golden boy status, Kevin Feige, over to Lucasfilm, is insane. Now, you got to remember that Matt Belloni on his podcast was merely speculating out loud that Feige wanted to go to Lucasfilm. That doesn't mean it's real or that it would ever happen if the suits didn't want it to happen. Okay, again, he has not produced a huge hit since Endgame. So, why should Bob Iger move him? Okay, these are the things. But I want you guys to understand, if Matt Belloni's out there talking about this in a generalized sort of way, that people in Hollywood, it's not reached the news, but they're talking about Kennedy leaving. They're talking about her successor. Okay? And this is where you see the changes start to occur, because Belloni is way more connected than any of us are. He's not as connected as Cameron is in this instance, because we already know who's replacing her. It's an insider at Lucasfilm already, when Sparrow talks and Sidetrack backs him up, and so does Chris Gore, that's a big fucking deal, okay? Now, Kennedy's not going to get all these special perks that she wants. I already think they've already worked that out. And, with the Karen McCarthy lawsuit coming up for trial and that going on, we could see some movement big time real fast with the Kennedy issue. Okay, my thing is this: if you're running with the Feige rumor, don't, because this guy is he's too smart in lots of ways to allow mediocrity to continue. When Feige and Kennedy were on top of their game, he let them do whatever they wanted because they seemed successful. The moment the world pantsed them with Captain Marvel, with The Last Jedi, he started to realize how wrong he was. Feige was still the golden boy, but not nearly where he used to be, and he's not the golden boy anymore. What I can envision is he leaves once his contract is up too, and they find somebody else. Because again, Captain America, Brave New World, $300 million. I think it's probably breaking even right now. That's not good. That's not good for a Marvel movie. It's not good at all. All right, it's the first 2 weeks, but big deal, right? And people who have said it's not good. It's not woke, from what I've heard, but it's not good. Okay. So there you go. That's not good filmmaking. It's got to be better than that. And do you want someone who works in the empty calorie filmmaking genre to run something that means something truly visceral and spiritual to the soul of Western culture? No, you don't. There's, McDonald's, and then there's filet mignon at, Keen's Steakhouse. You go with Keen's. You don't go with McDonald's. Okay? And that's the difference between Marvel and what Star Wars could be. Okay? We're seeing the death of the High Republic. We've seen people that have caused an enormous amount of problems leave. Troublemakers are on the run. It looks to me like more people who cause problems are getting ready to leave Lucasfilm. Changes are coming. Okay, and they don't need Kevin Feige in order to make Star Wars great again. So what Belloni meant, what he said, was pure speculation because they either don't want to say it out loud who's replacing her, and they're not really at liberty to say she's done, or they don't know. Okay, all they know is that she's leaving, and that's the bottom line. This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.